That's right. Yep. That's what it is. It's that music that come through. Get to the soul a little bit. Original American soul music, believe it or not. Whether you want to believe that or not, soul music is not a color. Soul music is a feeling in your soul, baby. In that soul. So get that right. Let's not have that as a twisted form, because they twist up everything. Everything is a twisted form. Let's not have that as a twisted form, man. No matter how they try to paint it and make people follow the yellow brick road, the music of soul, it touches souls, man. That's what it does, man. It touches souls, man. So let's stop it. Stop it. Stop using all these old ways and sayings. Stop trying to make them new and make them into something else all the time. Stop taking all the stuff from the original people and making it into something else. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of things that's out there, and a lot of people don't even know that they're out there, that don't have a damn thing to do with what you think they have to do with. Because even, I'm going to tell you something. And see, if you're out there, I see one of my people that came through. Of course, he going to come through. And that's D to the Bailey out there, man. I'm going to salute him. I'll salute to D to the Bailey. Then I get back to my thought. I said, it's simple. I got a question for you, too. Whoever's out there who maybe can help me out. Because I got this, and no way, I'm not going to forget my thought. So I got this stupid watch. I'm calling it stupid because I can't figure out how to charge it. And does it have like a little platform that it charges in or what? Anybody got an iWatch, or what they call them, Apple Watch? Then y'all let me know how to charge this thing up. It's just, yeah, I just found it. So it's like, I couldn't find the owner. But I want like to charge it up. I'm going to take it down there because I do have an account with them and find out because maybe they know whose it is, but I don't want nothing to happen to it if it's going to go dead or something like that. I'd rather just, I'd rather know how to charge it up. But anyway, that's my brother out there. Salute to him. Anyway, back to the story. I'm gonna drop you get one gem. Every once in a while you get another. I give you another gem. That's right, put them dukes up. Every once in a while you get another gem. But sometimes I'm just like, no, yeah, that's all you get. That's it. Huh? Is my job to always just give gems out? Yeah. Let me go in the Eagles and get this. Let me get this free knowledge base that he about to give out. No, it's not gonna happen like that all the time, man. But yeah, I got to go take care of some things today. So I don't know how long we'll be on. But a lot of times we're on. It's hard for me to disappear, man. I don't know what it is. Even if I got to go, I see other people do 5-minute shows and stuff just to come in and let people know, hey, I got to go do something and stuff like that. But with me, I end up putting. Okay, so they have charges that attached to the back of them. Okay, I see what you're. Anyway, yeah, D to the Bailey says salute at Eagles Way of Boxing. All right, that's what I was thinking too. I said they probably got a charger that hooks to these because I couldn't find no way to to hook anything up. But anyway, anyway, back to what we're talking about, or what I'm starting off with, because I talk about what I want to up in here. We talking about this Eagles Way of Boxing, man. In case you don't know, and that's one of my most trusted mods out there is Derek to the Bailey. Cool brother. You're not gonna have no problems with him. He's not gonna have, as long as he don't have no problems with you. I said that correctly, right, DB? DB said, "Yep, that's right." But sometimes we can't. In here we can't. We could take it. A lot of times we could take it up in Eagles Way, but a lot of times we just don't want to take it. I wanted to, besides just telling you what it is and stuff like that, I want to kind of show you. I don't have one available, even though people ask for them. But this is, and I'm just going to use this to demonstrate what I'm talking about. So this design here Okay, let me do it. Let me do it this way. I don't want to get. Oh, there it is. That actually came out good that way. Okay, so this is. So this design here, right here, this design. Yeah, I got my war bonnet on today. Yeah, I had accidentally put it on and I took it. I said, you know what, just leave it on, because I wasn't gonna wear it. I was gonna wear my gift that I always wear, the California gift that they gave me. So this design here. So a lot of people take this design and they get it mixed up. They think, oh, this is that's a cross. See, they get that all mixed up, right? So let's say, for instance, let's take it and we move it down just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Is that still a cross? It can be, huh? But a lot of times, all they did was slide this up, and they called it a cross. But guess what? That is our, and I'm teaching you something here. This is our symbol, right? A lot of these are symbols, not this one, not the X, because they always say X marks the spots. But if you really know what X is, there's a lot of things for X. But if you really know what X is, X does not mark the spot. X makes your ass confused because X is always unknown. They already tell you that X is unknown. So how could something unknown mark a spot? They're saying too many different things to the people. You know what I mean? And I don't care if I don't care which way it comes to you. I don't care if it comes to you like, oh, that's mathematics, or that's this and that's that. That's what it is. When you take something and you twist it, it's unknown. So you took a symbol, and I'm gonna tell you what that symbol means. So that symbol I just showed you. So I showed you this symbol. So what that symbol, what it signifies or depicts for us is this is what the righteous people, a righteous person, and this is not have nothing to do with religion and stuff like that. They're religious. I'm not religious at all. Everybody knows that I'm not religious at all. Has it? I don't mean I don't believe in the Creator, but I'm not saying it like that. So what that is there is that's direction, sir. Sirs and ma'ams, that is directions. And so a righteous person travels in directions. And they only, if you look at the points on it, you can only travel in one direction at a time. But they always tell you that you go in different directions. Oh, you going south north at the same time. I mean, no, you can't go south north or whatever. But you can go in directions, and that's how the righteous people, that's how the real people travel. We travel in a line. We travel one way. We travel up, which is north. We travel north, south, and we travel east, and we travel west. And so that's what that is. It has nothing to do with putting somebody on there, putting a corpse on it. It had nothing to do with that. And I know, see, we starting off, but I said grown folks chat too, though. See, you got to go back and read what I wrote. Okay, matter of fact, let me get in here with you, uh, D to the Betty, because I'm slipping. I got to hit my thumbs up my own self later, but okay. But what I forgot to do is I forgot to come in and hit the live button. See, it might be some work in here for you, and I didn't even know. Yeah, yeah. There we go. So now I'm in. And so let me see. Let me switch this over because I always tell you guys to switch it over. So let's switch it over. Let's see. So that's lesson. So if you're not here, if you wasn't here, then the gem drop, you're going to have to go back to the beginning and get the gem drop because D to the Bailey was here and he got the information. And he helped me out with something too. But he got the information. So you got to get your ass in here if you want to get the information because every once in a while I drop a couple. And right now I know a lot of things ain't on people's mind because there's other things that's being put on your mind. And you got to realize anytime something's being put on your mind, you got to wonder why is something being put on your mind. And that's what this the chat is. It's kind of a sociology course in a different way, and a psychology course in a different way. That's really what it is. That's what we're gonna talk about today. And what inspired me, I was gonna talk about because I wanted to talk about some things, but what inspired me was an old mentor, more than just a trainer. And I'll get to him in a bit. But I just want to let you know what inspired me to do what I'm doing today, for as like our chat today. That's what inspired me. I said, okay, this let's take the gloves off for me, because nobody's really doing nothing that we want to see. No, we want to see it. What y'all doing that we can see? Y'all not doing nothing that we can see. Okay, so I'll bring some information out today. So I'll bring out some information, and we'll talk about some other things. Yeah, I see my little brother drug his ass up in here. My little brother, salute to Gil, to the codes up here. He said, he said the champ is back. Oh yeah, they berated you yesterday. They talked so bad about you. I had to throw a couple of people out, man. They slid you under the rug and stomped you. It was a straight up cold jump. They jumped your cold. They jump your coals, letting people come in before you get up in here. You should have known it, man. You knew you was gonna. You already knew they was gonna put hands and feet. They can't do it when you're here. Nah, I kid. I just playing, man. Don't worry about it. They wasn't. Yeah. So we take all these things that they put on you, man. Anytime somebody's putting something on you, you gotta put into your own uh into your own soul, into your own spirit. You have to realize, why are they doing this? Don't wonder. Don't ever wonder, because this ain't no Alice in Wonderland shit. They trying to make it like that, but don't wonder about stuff. Just try to just do your own calculations, man. Do your figuring. Now, why would you do this? And so sometimes you have to sit down and you have to do some heavy thinking, like, okay, this is stats. This is the stats of people right now. This is people's status. And so you got to look at people's status and figure out what's going on. And it's all, like I said, it's all agenda, and it's always power and agenda. That's what it's always been that way. It's always power and agenda. And to flip it over to a sports aspect, we'll see. Then you'll see everything comes together. You know how I do it, man. It comes together. A lot of times I might sound confused. No, you can be confused. No, but just pay attention. If you pay attention, you just might learn something. If you pay attention, you just might teach me something too. Gilco said, I was on vacation sipping daiquiris. He said, I'm here now. He said, where they at? Yeah, oh no, Gil, they gonna hide out. Man, please, if they gonna do all the damage when you're not here, they know you're gonna come the next day. You know what I mean? They know you're gonna be here. And I'm leaving this mic on today. I'm just leaving this one on because you guys haven't said anything about it. They haven't said it was any problem. So I mean, I think I had it on before in my playback. I didn't really like my playback as much, but it's cool. As long as you guys can hear me live, I don't care. The ones on playback, hey, you guys adjust those knobs and just get to hearing, man. Get those ears big. Yep. But that was only one D to the Bay. That was only one. That symbol I gave you, that was only one. But you gotta realize a lot of these other symbols, no, these symbols been here. These symbols and stuff like that. But even when it comes to something simple that you see all the time, if it comes to something that you see all the time, it might be a shape or anything. Analyze it for yourself, and don't wonder. Ask yourself. Figure in your mind, like, I'm gonna figure this out. Now they have this for a reason, so let me figure out why they have this. And so to do simple, a lot of times, even when you do simple research, a lot of times simple research just comes up wrong because of your sources. You know what I mean? And people like to cite sources, and a lot of times your sources aren't even good. Your sources were set up in order to help paint any narrative that you go to do, right? It's just like if you have a palette full of paints or whatever, right? And you got three colors, and that's all. But you need all kinds of other colors and stuff like that. But usually you can mix paint, right? So you went to the source and you said, well, that's all we got is these three colors and stuff, and that's all that was left was three colors. But the one thing about these colors, you couldn't mix them. You sitting there taking this one. Let's say, for instance, one was blue, one was red, and one was yellow. Those are like basic colors. You can make, I think, almost every color with those three colors. So You're sitting, you're putting the yellow with the blue. So you're like, okay, I should make green or whatever. And so you paint, it looks good. You're like, okay, that's cool. It looks green and all that. But then all of a sudden it just starts separating. So now you, instead of having something that's beautiful green, now you got yellow and blue spots all over the place. You're like, what the hell happened? Because they set that up. Even though even in your mind, you knew that things should be able to, should go a certain way, and they just didn't go that way. Even if you went to the source. So I was like, I wanted to break it down like that. Break it down to like simplicity. Make it real simplistic. You understand? So that way there's nobody in here that says, oh, I didn't get that part right there. Yeah, you got it. Shut your ass up. You got it. Sit your ass down. Let's put it up, Gil. Gil. How come y'all supposed to remind me? Come in here and smash my like button and then hit that hit that thumbs up. Sit your ass down and then hit live chat. After you hit the thumbs up. There he Holmes, that's our spokesperson right there. It don't matter. You can read this in boxing. It don't matter how you read it. But what he's saying is, for instance, sit your ass down. That's what he's saying. Sit your ass down. It's not no disrespect in it. Y'all already know when you come in to sit your ass down. It don't matter if you're on your couch, sit your ass down, be still, pay attention, listen. You might learn something because you already missed out. Derek D to the Bailey get the best information because he get up in here. I mean, he get up in here. He don't be like if he might be behind a little bit, but today he was like, no, I'm shit. I'm number one soldier up in here today. So he got the gem drop. Guess what? Y'all got to go back because I ain't gonna recover it. Right? We're not gonna do it again. That's it. Once you miss, you miss. Sometime I will. And you never know with me, because sometimes I will. But anyway, no disrespect. If you're on your couch, sit your ass down, pay attention. If you're on the bed, sit your ass down. If you're in your car, sit your ass down. Y'all know what it is. Huh? Enough said. Yeah. But the information that I like to put out is just grown folks information. I know a lot of people just don't get it when they come in here like, oh, I don't get that, man. That's kind of ego weird. No, it's not. It has nothing to do. Look at the word weird. And it's nothing supposed to really be weird. Weird is a label that was given specifically. And else it wouldn't be there. Because everything can't be weird. Because weird is a specific label. Just like mysterious. Mysterious is a certain label. That's a label that's thrown around. See, now you're learning something again. It's a label that's thrown around, but it's not. It's only certain labels are just that's what they are. Bam, that's mysterious. That's it. There's no mystery, like people talking about mysteries and stuff. No. Okay, we use that, and you can say it. Yeah, I'm not. So I'm not saying that. I'm not saying what they say is a mystery. No. I'm not saying it like that. The mystery of the gloves. No, somebody just cheated. There ain't no mystery about it. What or whatever it is. The mystery of the fluid, the tainted fluid, or whatever it is. My special bottles. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Is that a mystery? A mystery. When something is mysterious, guess what? You don't get to know it, huh? When something is mysterious, you don't get to know it, and neither do you ever get to uncover it if it's mysterious. Think about it. Because a lot of times the narrative they give us, they say, oh, the mystery has been solved. Then it wasn't a mystery. Because something that's mysterious, it's not solvable. It's not solvable. It's something it doesn't relate in your mind. You just can't. I can't figure. You'll sit there all day and try to figure it out. All night. You know what I mean? All day, all night. The next night. But you're never gonna get it. See, so certain labels, even though we use them in this English language, they're not there for us to use like that. And that's why the American language, not English, the American language changes so much. Well, English does too, because they try to follow suit. They try to follow suit, and then and they'll come up with certain stuff. Just like I know they call cigarettes fags, right? Stuff like that. So it's certain things. But they have a funny way of speaking anyway, and I don't try to get into the alliteration of what they do to transliterate. Forget that. I'm not going. I don't get into that. But I just put out specific stuff because I want you guys to know that. So how does all this relate to boxing? Okay, first the words and all that. It's not just words, but this is a question I have for you guys. Now is viewer participation again. I know y'all love it when y'all get viewers. Am I saying it right? Viewers. That sounds funny if you say it 3 times. It sounds all jacked up. Viewer participation. Per is it participation or participation? I don't know. You guys know I speak fast, but shit, y'all know what the hell I'm saying. But anyway, so when it comes to this topic, so this is the question. This is the question, and then we'll get into it. But this is the question right here: do fighters, or not just fighters, but do fighters and other athletes believe the hype that fans and other athletes give them? So now you see where you might be able to see a little bit better. Now you say, "Oh, I can see where you're going now." Yep. Right. Do they believe in it? Can people get you to believe shit that ain't? Uh, okay, so first one up. He wasn't gonna be up, but now his ass is up. He's up for grabs now. First one up for grabs. AB. Now for AB, in the subject, like I said, this is grown folks chat, but the subject it's gonna get deeper. You know what I mean? Because what we're doing is like I said, we always take levels to this and we cover stuff. Just in case somebody say something stupid in one chat, and then we could just keep constantly burying them until they just can't. That's what one thing they probably don't. That's one thing they don't like. See, what they don't like is they come in. You come in here, you get cut up and buried and stuff, and then Hurricane Gil smash your ass up. Derek to the Bailey, put that X on your ass so you become unknown, and it just ain't good for you after a while. See, and that's what happens in here. And I see a point down there. D to the Bailey says some do. Okay, so we start with AB. So this is the question. So this is like a questionnaire. I'm starting off with a question, and I'll give you some answers. I'll give you my answers, but I want to talk about other stuff. But I'm just bringing up. So A to the B. You know who AB is. So did AB just overhype his own self? That's one question. Did he just overhype his own self and just didn't stay in his own lane? Should he have just stayed at a lower weight, like maybe a 140, 135 or something like that? Should he just stayed at a lower weight and waited to see what life boxing had in store for him? Was he biting off more than he could chew? Or just what happened? What's his status for AB? And so that should be a good that should be a good one. Okay, so AB. Just bite off more than he could chew. Did he believe more in himself than what was really there? So that's, you understand what I mean? So it seems like a lot of questions, but it's not. It's like, is he because he can't, and then another part of it. So answer as much as you want to. So another part of it is for AB, does he need to drop the AB? I mean, not the AB part, but about Billions. Does he need to drop that? Or is somebody in here hyped up enough to think that AB can be about Billions? Right. And D to the Bay is making a valid point down. He said AB just recently said he didn't realize his work. Okay, so the second question, just directly to D to the Bailey, does he need to get rid of that moniker? Does he need to get rid of the about Billions? Or does he think his worth is Billions? Because it sounds like somebody might be a little bit under the delusional factor right there. And D to the base said some. He said some do it. And then Gil Cole say no. And then he came back. He said AB want to be. He want to be great. Okay, so he wants to be great. And I'm not throwing. See, for none of these fighters, I'm not throwing none of them. I'm not trying to, throw none of them underneath the bus. I'm like, this is just grown folks discussion. So we just want to find out. Do some people need to let stuff go? And you're gonna see where it's going because there's other stuff that we're gonna talk about. And it's like, how far do you take certain stuff? So about billions, how far can you really take that? Yeah. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you right now, D to the belly, is I agree with you when you say that. You said no. I think AB is one of the few boxers who can generate real interest in him, and I'm gonna agree with that. That he can generate, but the biggest question is, can he keep the about billions? See, I just said, see, stop it, Gil. I just told you I wasn't doing that. I said, I'm not. This is a discussion, man. Stop it. We haven't even got to, man, we just started, man. We haven't even got to the point that we need to be at, man. Come on now. Y'all know better. Y'all know better. Stop, man. Y'all stop messing with Eagle like that, man. Stop it. Stop it, Gil. Oh, Hurricane Gil. As soon as he get back, here he comes. And then there, D to the baby again. He said, AB hasn't won a fight in a minute, but people still watch him fight. Okay. But even if they watch you fight, are you about billions? Are you about blunders? Which one is he closer to? Is he closer to being about billions, or are he closer to being about blunders? But one thing I will say, and I said this before, I heard somebody else that was speaking on it, is that when he fought Pacquiao, man, Pacquiao nearly escaped that fight. I'm just telling you, man, he was missing way too. A lot of that shit he was throwing at Broner was not doing shit to Broner. But Broner's just that cover up, good defense, but if he let his hands go that fight, he might have been able to do something. He might have been able to do something. But is that about billions, or is that about blunders? Gil said, you throwing AB under the bus. He cried. He said, Gil, he said, you say you not. He said, but you don't. He said, you is though. Hey, stop, Gil. This ain't that kind of this ain't that kind of forum right now, man. I'm just saying though. I'm asking. Okay, well, you let me know, man. Come on now. We just started, man. Come on now. Okay, let me know then, Gil. Because Gil jumping on me. Gil's doing the eagle jump right now. For some reason, I don't know why he's doing the eagle jump. I'm not hey, okay, so you're not you might be, so you two are participating now. I got other people just keep coming in and out. Okay, so tell me this. And so, like I said, we haven't even got to everything yet. Okay? Because we got other names. I'm not even really going to talk about it. Let me just throw one out there real quick. Okay, the Crusher. So is the Crusher, and then I'll go deeper, because I'll say Crusher, but I'm still on AB just for a second. I want you to understand, and what I want you to do, I want you to explain to me, okay, if I'm pull his ass from underneath the bus, Gil. So if Eagle's throwing him underneath the bus, take his ass out, wash him off, rinse his ass off, and dry clean his ass, and polish it, get him all polished up and shit, get him rinsed off real good, and then let me know what the status is. I'll put it that way. And so now I'll step over the Crusher. So Crusher, and I'm gonna tell you, see, and then this is gonna make sense for you. This is gonna make sense. It's gonna make sense because I'm gonna jump right ahead before I get on anybody else. I'm gonna jump right ahead. So Crusher. So is Crusher now, and you know who Crusher is. If you don't, that's Kovalev. Okay, so Crusher. Is Crusher still a Crusher? Now, and I'm gonna tell you why. So here it is right here. So you go all the way to Mike Tyson. So what did Mike Tyson start off as different things, right? But the main thing that Mike Tyson is known for is Iron Mike Tyson. But after a while, they stopped saying iron, right? Because once that iron got rusted, that chin got entrusted to a buster who put that Douglas 1-2 on his ass, and that was it. The Douglas 1-2-3, and that was it. So we understand about the greatness and stuff that, yeah, we know he want to be great, but sometimes you got to let shit go. How far do you take stuff? I'm Eagle Face. My boxing chat is Eagle Webb. I can't take it too far. You see what I mean? Eagle Webb, Eagle, you know. Well, maybe we take a subject too far, but I'm just saying. But sometimes you just take stuff a little too far. And so the reason I'm saying the take the AB about billions, how about just how about change it to something else? I'm not gonna give them something. Y'all can give them something if you want to. I could, because you know how my mind thinks though. Yeah, because he can change it into something else. He can change it into something else, and I don't just necessarily want to give it to him, but I may just put, I may, throw one out there. And you guys might use it, but I know a lot of people say a lot of things about the A to the B, right? They don't say about billions. You know, they say all kinds of stuff. Another beating or something like that. All kinds of stuff. You know. But right now, AB is against the board, right? Right. His back, he against the board. So in other words, his backup is against the wall. He against the board. He got it. So we may not be able to use certain stuff. And see what they're doing, they're hyping up not just their self, they're hyping up the whole crowd. And see, the reason I'm bringing this up, well, not just bringing this up, but there's a real big message. There's a real big message that's coming up. So you just stay your ass tuned. So you got to stay tuned. But Gil, stop laughing at least. Okay, so Gil, I know you love Kiefer, you love Broner, but come on now, you say about billions is a state of mind. Okay, but are we seeing that though? Are we seeing that anybody that's out there that want to write and stuff, are we seeing that Broner, for instance, because come on now, because we got to get, because it's going to get deeper and deeper. You already know that. I'm digging the hole right now. And you going to help, you're not going to fill it in by just saying that his mindset is about billions, that it's a state of mind. No. Because that's a false narrative in his mind if his mind is saying that. Because if your mind's saying it, then your actions have to show it. Like if I go out, like say for instance, if I want to do my native, I can't sell stuff like this because it has certain stuff on it that most of the people aren't allowed to have. But say for instance, I have like certain stuff like this or whatever, and I went to the artist market or something like that, and I wanted to sell stuff, and I say, oh, I'm about that native dollar right now, and I only bring 2 pieces out there. I mean, 2 nice pieces, but I could have brought out like 100 pieces. Are my actions really showing what I'm saying, or is my actions just there? Are my actions just actions like, oh, are you full of shit? Because that's what somebody's gonna really say. Somebody's gonna be like, oh, you man, get out of here with that, man. You ain't. That's all you bought, right? And that goes for everything else. Like if you have a party, say you have a drinkers party, you know you're gonna have drunks coming over to the party, and they want everything. They want the rum because they gonna want the daiquiris. They gonna want the pina coladas and all that stuff. They gonna want the rum. They gonna want and some of them still, even though they drink a lot, they want the Coke with it. They want the rum and Coke. They want the Hennessy. They want the gin. They want the tequila. They want the and you might have some sophisticated people there. They want a good bottle, a couple of bottles of scotch. You got some beer drinkers there. You got wine drinkers there, red, white, whatever. I'm not saying you got to get a Chianti, but you're gonna need like at least and not maybe not even a Lambrusco or something like that. But some reds, you're gonna need some deep reds or something like that, right? You're gonna need a Merlot or something, right? a Cabernet Sauvignon. I wonder why I need it because I promote a lot of this stuff. That's why I know a lot of it. So, but you gonna throw your set, right? And so you throw your set, and you got like you got beer, you got wine, but it's mostly like knockoff shit. You ain't got no imported beers or nothing like that, no wines and stuff like that. But this is supposed to be your set, right? You got some tequila, you got some gin, and you got some rum, and you got a little bit of bourbon. So, and you got all the mixes you need for those drinks. Okay, so what did you leave out? Who'd you leave out? So is that really a set, or you need to set your ass down, huh? Because you need to set your ass down. Okay, that's the whole thing. Sometimes we gotta put stuff back. So going back to the Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson started off with iron and all that, right? He ended up being Mighty Mike or just Mighty Mike, Mighty. Remember Mighty Mike Tyson or just Mike Tyson. Or they bring up the Brooklyn part of him and stuff like that, or just talking, the announcer just hype up what he did. Then he take his ass in there and get knocked the F out. Let me see what D to the Bailey said. D to the Bailey said, in the beginning, AB said he wanted to be a billionaire. But AB lives a full life outside of boxing. If he can stay focused, he could have done something. There you go. And this thing that we call this is not a real thing, but it see, but listen, if we do what we say we're gonna do all the time, that's what you call word. Then you can say somebody is about their word. I know, but that's a promotional company now, so he stuck with it. So there, D to the Base said that's his promotional company, so he more or less stuck with it. But this thing that we have called time, that we call it all of us call it time. There's no such thing as time. There's day and night, but we call it time because things seem to age with day and night. Every day and night that passes, things age and get what they call older. So that's why they come up with this time thing. So whether you like it or not, you could like it or you can no, it is time. I'm timing myself right now because you got a device, mechanical. You got a device. The sun is a timer, and the moon. That's a clock too. That's a clock. But their clock is only set to set. That's what it does. It's set. Sunset, moonrise. Moonrise, sunset. Does it start making sense? See? Okay, so he's kind of stuck with that. Okay, about the billions or whatever promotion, or he could just scrap it. Okay, but if you're smart, because your time factor is running up, then what do? We used to be about billions. Now we're about that action. So we're not going to just be about the billions. And I'm upgrading my promotional company to not just only about not about billions, but about boxing. And I put a bunch of ABs in, just to hype it up. Oh yeah, AB about that boxing. About badass, about this, about everything that's positive. Abundance. Just all kinds of stuff. About the bag. About the bag. Okay, well, it's about the bag, then good. So we started getting some bags and stuff. But I see what you wrote down there too, though. So you came right back. D2 came right back and said about a bum. And then I got a Yasser Hussein in there. He said AB always wanted to be the best version of Floyd, never the best version of AB. See, now how prophetic is that? See? Now you understand when he put that down there? Now that actually makes yeah, he said Eagle sound like some layer. yeah. But look, listen, man, listen. Yasser makes a good point there. Even though y'all didn't tap him out, he didn't come in, because he didn't come in and salute or nothing like that. Yeah, he didn't come in and say hello, salute to the chat, salute to the host. No, he didn't. But he came in, he made sense. Because if you want to be another Broner, AB Adrian Broner, he should, instead of another Broner, he's supposed to be an Adrian Broner. Yeah, instead of another borrower. So another borrower of Floyd, because like I said, man, if you guys looked at all the tricks that was brought in there with the Floyd, man, then you would understand that there's not going to be that. It's going to take a long time before somebody tricks somebody, before somebody tricks somebody into something, it's going to take a long time. But like I said, right there, if you look at what he wrote, he said that he wanted to be a version of somebody else. Basically, that's, I don't have to say MTM, but he wanted to be another version of somebody else. When if you're gonna brand yourself, then make your brand has to be something that's brandable. And when I say brandable, it means that acceptable to the mass of people, not just your little crowd of your people that came from your town or your city or your state. How many states do we got? How many countries are there in the world? So you don't lose out like that. So I'm trying to. So this discussion, this actually should help people out though when you think about it, because somebody's going to take notes, even if they don't come here. Somebody's going to take notes and come in and do it the right way instead of just going straight to social media. Oh, I got so many followers on social media. And I'm telling you what hypes this up. Social media is making it worse. So social media hypes this up and they change the narrative and stuff like that. Because what they'll do, social media, what they're going to do is they'll keep you for what your word is. Not necessarily A, B, but they'll say, okay, you lines only? Well, start slashing on his ass, you lines only. So if I'm saying, how far do we take stuff like that, like the lines only? How far you take lines only? Is that something that's supposed to be in the ring? No, wait. When I get all the way back, then you're gonna be like, okay, so where it started, and we talked about this before, and this is what gave me the inspiration to add him to the chat, because this is not an A-B jump. Yeah. But Gil Cole said, okay, you got a point. He said AB was a champ in 4 different weight classes. Okay, so in other words, does that make him about billions? And I'm not trying to clown his or snap on and berate his his the name, but I'm saying that sometimes the name has to fit what you're doing. Because you still wrote D to the Bay, you still wrote about a bum. See, and that did not come out of my mouth until I read it right now. Yeah. But he's right back with the facts. He said, facts, Gil. Gil Cole says, is Earl still the truth if he loses to Danny? See, that's what I'm saying. What did I just say, D to the Bailey? Is that when you come in, that's why I said somebody's going to come in and they're going to have that name. They're going to have the nickname or something like that that's going to stick with them. I mean, you can lose and still be the truth. I mean, the truth about it is you lost. Because you can still tell the truth and lose, right? So the truth about it is I lost because of this reason. I'm gonna come back and show you that I am the truth. Then you're the truth. But if you come back and you get mopped twice, then I don't know. Might have to change that. And I'm not gonna. I don't want to hear the announcer say, the truth. Used to be known as the truth. You're gonna change your name to I do what I can. Earl, I do what I can, Spence. I don't what. And I'm not trying to throw him all underneath the bus or nothing like that. Okay, Gil, you saluted him out. You gave him the 100 on that. And then D.T. Bay said, AB said he never wanted to be like Floyd. People said that. See what I just say? See, I just said that the social media and the new media and the old media, they do that. Because think about it. They did the same thing with Tank. Is he gonna be the next face of boxing? And see, this is another thing. And see, I could throw MTM under the bus a little bit. Now I will throw his ass underneath the bus. Think about it, because he said, and he used, I mean, his language was explicit when he said it. I mean, everybody know how to, cuss shit. He's in there with Jim Gray, with Tank, and asked, "Was he gonna be the new face of boxing?" And he said, "You effing right. He's gonna be the new face of boxing." And then look what happened with them. They had the falling out and all that. Now they back together and stuff like females, man, breaking up and all this. I'm with you. I'm not with you. Come on, right? Now I'm gonna tell you. That's why it's good to have um, somebody on the outside to do a lot of your talking, because you know what you could always say. Oh, that's my boy. He gonna say what he say. That's his belief. He believe in me like that. Now, isn't that safer sometimes if you have your own hype man like that? Huh? If you have your own hype man like that, then think about it. Then isn't that a better thing if I got my own hype man? Wait before you answer, or go ahead and answer, because you're gonna end up in trouble if you think that the reason I'm asking you that is just off the wall. Oh, he just came up with it. No, you gonna listen, and you're gonna not necessarily learn. Some people will, because maybe they don't know. But D to the base said, good question to give. Yep, that's a good question. But I gave you my answer to it though. I used to be the true Spence, whatever. That's crazy though. I do what I can do. Okay, so not knocking, so not gonna knock the promotion company and stuff like that. But for me, the actions. And we do have the Earl talk about the energies and stuff like that, and we see that becoming evident. You know what I mean? We see it becoming evident, the actions of fighters and stuff. Because remember, this is another step up from what we talked about when we talked about the fighters that are strap holders and fighters that are strap keepers. And we don't have too many strap keepers. And the strap keepers that we have, some of them are being protected. And that damn WBC, I can only shake my head and give them thumbs down and one of my fingers up for them. With this, wanting to start even more. It's all the money. They miss the money, and it may have something to do with MTM. Is they miss that money. That money's just not there. But when does the name calling out? I'm not saying don't start. I'm not saying stop calling people out and stuff like that. But when you put yourself a label on yourself now, and I didn't, and see, Gil, I didn't even bring up Keith. We didn't strip Keith. See, we didn't strip Keith. We could, right? Huh? But they have done it on other, in other forums and other shows and other media. They have gotten Keith pretty good when it comes to the one time. Because even in here, they got Keith last year. As soon as he lost, you already know that, Gil. They was like, once upon a time, Thurman. They did a number on him. Mike Thurman or whatever. I was like, God, instead of one time, one and done Thurman, they was doing all kinds of stuff on Thurman. But that's what I'm saying. So you have to have something that matches. Now I'm not saying just if you have something that matches up with you, it doesn't mean that you can't take a loss. Is that you can still take a loss. You see what I mean? You can take a loss and still hold certain titles. But you came in, but so who didn't, like, if you guys were even alive, like even little kids, when Iron Mike Tyson came along, put up a one. If you was really like, when he first came out, would you really believe in the hype about the Iron Mike Tyson? Like, oh shit, he a destroyer. Now put up a one if you thought he was really a destroyer when he came through. When Mike Tyson came through, did you really think he was a destroyer? And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people fall for it. But the thing with me, even though I put my one up, because I did think he was a destroyer, but I'm gonna tell you the reason. See, now I thought he was a destroyer, but I always keep in, like I told you guys, never go 100 with nobody. But you always got to keep on the back burner. You got to be like, well, there might be somebody who's going to You know what I mean? He's the one. He's the Neil. But sometimes even Neil slip up, right? Neil slip up because he have his back turned or something like that, or some female get involved. And so something always happens. There's always, like, people don't think, like, certain stories, like, they don't, I know people don't pay attention to the Bible or nothing like that, but people don't think that there's always somebody that can throw, and we call it, sometimes we just call it, man, you throwing a monkey wrench in my program. A lot of times what happens is somebody can do something to mess you up. Because when he was out, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's the, damn, he a killer, huh? And that's what you're gonna think. Let me see what D to the Baby put back in here. He said AB said when he told Floyd that he didn't want to sign to TMT, that is when the problem started. That's the whole money thing, huh? Money, he want all that money. Yeah, people want stars. But off top just for a second. I'm just gonna go off, I'll be right back. So off top for a second, think about it. We just watched a fight with one of his fighters, right? So, and it just didn't look good, right? The look did not look good because he looked like, in most people's opinion, he took an L. So I'm gonna say that about it. Then I'm gonna say just watch out, man, and just be careful um, when it comes to those fighters over on that side. So we got to watch carefully a lot of those fighters to see, what it looks like. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Is we got to make sure we watch and see what it looks like. Are they close and they're getting over, or is it mop season and they still getting over? So that's the thing we gotta look out as grown folk. That's what we gotta do, baby. We always gotta look out as grown folk. That's what we do. Grown folks chat. We look out. Okay. Case in point on one of the things. So, and I'm not getting into their beef or nothing. I'm not getting into none of that shit because I don't believe it. I don't really care about it. That's siblings or whatever. They do what they're gonna do. So a Lions only brand. So Lions only, a lion can take a loss, right? So that's not, even with that, and lions fight amongst each other too. So amongst that, if you look at, how I branded myself, not me personally, but how I branded myself, then I could say lions only, right? Lions only is okay. But now if you look back, if you think about it, the iron wasn't okay. If you're iron and you get your shit rusted and melted, then you're not iron no more. Okay, so Gil wants to give uh he wants to give him a pass, and I'm talking about AB. So that's what it sounds like. He's reaching for a pass or something like that. So I got to hand him a pass because it's just about, it's a name. It's just a name. That's my corporation. That's my name. Okay. But even if you label yourself, if you have a label and you say, oh, that's just my brand, that's the name of my company, and it says God's only, and people go in there ain't nothing but devils, then you got to change that shit, right? How many people gonna mess with you? Or we change the name of God's and not make it just devil and God's opposite. You say God's only and you go in there and everybody weak. See? Lions only. And you could lose. If you lions only, you're not gonna talk like Harrison, right? Cornballs only. Cornball smashers only. I smash cornballs, that's what I do, and that's what I'm about to do. And then you get pieced up. But we're gonna see how these titles hold up. Now to the dessert part of this. The dessert part of this is we talked about this a little bit before, but the hype man for Muhammad Ali, Drew Boudini Brown, was great. He was just as great as Muhammad Ali. Not necessarily fighting, but he was just as great. And a lot of people know that. A lot of people know that. Don't think that even his wife, don't think that other fighters, don't think that they did not know that, and that uh, Drew Bundini Brown, started off, as just more or less on the street, street poet and all that. Well, now not gonna get into the whole thing and how he got with Muhammad Ali and all that, but he's the one that came up with all those slogans and stuff, all those things. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. He's the one that came up with all that. He's the one that was there to motivate Muhammad Ali when Muhammad Ali didn't want to train. See, sometimes you need to. You can't just you can't just always be. It's about billions, especially if you're not disciplined. And I'm not saying Muhammad Ali wasn't disciplined, but then again, even back then, he was getting way too many numbers and everything else. He was getting call me, and people would, that those, especially and this is the thing when it comes to guys that's famous like that, the girl, come on, girls, and I don't care, you girls is in here, y'all don't give me no thumbs down, but just take it for what it is. The girls will be all over you. Guys is not as I think I'm gonna say is boastful about that. They're not gonna just, if a girl looks good or whatever, she's like great at something, she ain't gonna have this all kind of guys falling on her. They'll like her. A lot of girls will still end up liking her, but the guys will be like, oh yeah, I like her. But we just keep it to ourselves though, or more or less. We ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to really slip numbers because we already know. Please, what she gonna do? She gonna do nothing but she gonna start her fireplace with your number. So stop it. But yeah, we got a couple of dumb guys that, yeah, they'll still try to slip the number out there and think, shit, they write that shit on some slate. She can't let her see if she can burn this. They making sure her write that shit on some slate. Oh, she ain't gonna burn, but she don't burn my number. She gonna burn your number, but she ain't burning mine. I put my shit on slate, nigga. That's that asbestos I wrote. I wrote on asbestos. She ain't burning that asbestos. Yeah. But sometimes you need that. You need that guy. So I know there's at least one book about Drew Bundini Brown, but just check into him, and you'll see that every step of the way he right there. A lot of the stuff, if you listen, when Ali getting tired, he'll be in the corner talking about all night long, champ. He'll be like, all night long. You beat the ugly off him, champ. Come on, champ. He'll be like there the whole time, man, pleading with the champ, like he's an extension of the champ. And sometimes you need that extension. And I'm just saying with the twins, maybe they need that extension. Or maybe they see enough of each other, but sometimes maybe they just need an extension to replace the other one. They need a hype man, an extension, to be the voice of their brother. You see what I mean? So that might be something that they actually need. And I see my brother come up in here, D-Lo 404 Boxing. He come in and salute to D-Lo 404 Boxing up in here. But sometimes we just take, that's right. That's right. You hit that like, man. Hit that like and then hit that live button. Yeah. So a lot of times we just take it and we just run with it. And I'm not saying us as fam in here, but especially like these newer fans. Like these newer fans, they just take everything and just run with it. I'm gone. And they believe the hype, man. Because let's go back and just talk. Let's go back where we was at. So remember we was at the Crusher, right? So how does the Crusher, what do you now? Are you still the Crusher? If you get crushed, are you still the Crusher? If you're Iron Mike and your shit get rusted in the ring and get cracked, you Rusty Mike, can you still keep that? Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you gotta let certain stuff done. Now, it's just like what Gil said, that would made a lot of sense. Man down. If you lose, can you still be man down? You can still be man down. You can still be man down because it depends on what you do afterwards. So even if they tarnish your nickname, then you got to come back and and polish your shit back up. But with your A to the B, everybody clown even his name, and they clown his little his company. Talking about bands, they like about broke, about you need some bags. They this every little thing that they talked about him. And like I said, this was not a jump. This was not a Broner jump because I started off with Broner. The reason I started off with Broner is just it's because the alphabet. I could have started off with anybody. But sometimes you need a person, just like Drew Bundini Brown. You need somebody like that in your corner. Somebody who's gonna watch out for you everywhere. You know what I mean? That they're gonna watch out for you. Or you ain't training. You're not doing enough here. You're not doing enough there. You need to eat right, champ. You need to get in there and do that. Boom. You're gonna get tired of them, but then after the fight, you're gonna be able to do what you want to do until it's that time again. He's gonna be right there in your ear again. But the thing I loved about him, I can watch replays of just listening to him all night long, man, because he's funny, man. He's just funny, and believe it or not, you can hear the passion in his voice when he's saying a lot of that stuff. Said beat the ugly off him, champ, or whatever. He like all night long, champ. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Ain't nobody greater than you. Stuff like that. He just hit him with that poetry and stuff like that. They both was poetic, but he just hit him with that and have him going. And that's the kind of excitement. We need some kind of excitement back in this boxing because, like I said, we got strap keepers and we got strap holders. And the strap holders is everybody who's potentially getting a strap or whatever, everybody's losing. So we talked about AB. AB was not a damn strap keeper. He was just a strap holder. He's just holding on to shit. And Sean, I'm sorry, Sean, you had a decent fight. I wasn't impressed as like a lot of people impressed. And I'm just saying, because I got people that's close to me. I got people that's close to me, and I'm more or less close to them. I don't know everything about them, but you just don't get to know everybody like that because the only persons that know you are the people that you grew up with. Your brothers and sisters are the only ones that get to know you, and your parents. They're the only ones that know you. You don't get to know your parents. You think you do, or you think you know your parents, but you didn't grow up with them. Their parents knew them, and the people that grew up with them knew them, but you could never know your parents. But your parents always know your dumb ass. It's just like you have kids, you know your kids' dumb ass. They don't even know that you know them. They be trying to guess when they get a certain age, like, wow, how you know certain shit? Because I've been watching your ass from day one. I had to do everything. I had to change you, do everything. I watched everything. I know just the psychology of you. I know kind of shit you run off and all that. I know your crew, your gang that you're running with. Because when you're running with your gang, you don't know your parents already. They done drove past your ass with their friends already. They see you. Even when you take that first drink, they already know it. They smell it on you. And your dumb ass don't think they can smell it. Or you done smoked the blunt. You think they already know. They know your stupid ass. You don't know them. And you don't figure it out once you figure it out. Oh, shit, I was caught. Because you have kids and you already know that I was caught. Oh, man, all this time I thought I had got away with this. I had been caught. See? That's just because your dumb ass thought that you was getting away with something and you wasn't. But you can't know people like that. And see, this is my point why I'm bringing this up is because I was talking to somebody and not just one person. So I'm not I'm not gonna say one person, but a lot of times people try to they throw that I'm from Jersey shit or whatever, or they live here and they didn't. That's why they had to move. Yeah, most people that live in certain places had to move. But what I'm saying, okay, listen. Besides that small little part of education, now think about it. So you got people that throw at you like they such a gangster, right? They done so much shit. They credible. They get street credit and all this. They done all this shit. But guess what? You still mess with me. You still talking to me, and you ain't in prison, and you ain't dead. So either you a fast running gangster, or the shit you did just wasn't as gangsters as you thought it was, or you pulled and you got your ass out the game before it was too late. There's certain reasons, but none of that shit impresses me because I'm above that kind of stuff. I'm not in love with that kind of stuff because that's not something. That's not my mission. My mission is not to be the most gangsters. My mission is to teach people, the just true things, stuff that they should know, the truth, real things, not that, because we all have a past, and we got people in our family. We be like, oh man, I'm glad I didn't go that route. That's a horrible route. You see what I mean? And that's parallel to what we're talking about. So don't start no shit. So that's still parallel to what I was talking about. But I'm saying that the whole impression, like you want to impress somebody. If you out there, this is my plea to some of them that's out there. Then if you're gonna have a label, have somebody that's gonna just help you market your label. If you're not, especially if you're not the best in speaking, because a lot of the boxers and stuff, and we already know this anyway. A lot of the boxers they're not that versatile as far as tongue wise. They speak worse than me, and I know I don't speak English, but I speak good enough to have my people still. They understand. They still mess with me because I have the information. Now, whether it comes out the right way or not, because a lot of words, I can't say, or I don't say, but I do practice, because this helps me practice is by messing with y'all all the time, is this helps me to get the words out. But I don't just get stuck on words though. Like, I'm past the cat in the hat and shit like that, and I ain't gonna say it, man. I'll let y'all, I'm not gonna say it today because I know y'all threw his ass. You talking about throwing somebody under the bus. Y'all really threw his ass under the bus that last time, talking about him being the spokesperson. But I'm not gonna bring up the person. But at least I'm not quite that bad. Okay, I see the sleuths out there. Yeah. Okay. D-Lo back in, he said Paul stayed the Punisher. He said he earned that. Well, that's what you do. If you earn it, that's what you do. If you, hey, okay, so but let's throw another one out there. So James Toney. So when he started moving on all these weight classes, does he still earn the lights out, or should he have switched that up, or did he do enough lights out to be like, okay, lights out, I can stick with that. Yeah. But the Crusher, Kovalev, he should have switched that shit up. You ain't no Crusher no more. And then Gil Cole said, Eagles web. He said, James said, I didn't rub my boots on AB's couch. He said, yeah, I rubbed my boots on AB's couch. You stupid, man. On AB's couch. But AB rich though, Gil. AB rich. Hey, y'all know, is AB rich? Is he about billions? Y'all throw up y'all give me a one if AB is about billions. If he's really about billions, because Gil you talking about throwing shade. Now Gil talked, that issue about me saying that I was tossing him under the bus. But look what Gil wrote. I'll read it again. He said, because he's talking to me, but he said, Eagles way. He said, James said, I didn't rub my boots on AB's couch. He said, yeah, I rubbed my boots on AB's couch. The reason he rubbed his boots on, you rub your boots on somebody's couch, is you got to be extra good with them. And oh man, shit, you just order another one. Or you going to get them a couch, or they can get another one. But y'all know what he's talking about. Gil messing around. And yes, cocaine is a hell of a drug. So Gil Coles is endorsing the fact that cocaine is a hell of a drug. That's what he's basically what Gil is trying to tell y'all is this cocaine is a hell of a drug. But this is kind of like, this is like not an amendment, but it's like a supplement, a supplemental chat. Some of this chat has been like a supplement to things that we talked about, because we always go like this. We go layers and layers and layers. Because there's another layer to this where he probably ain't gonna hit it. But there's another layer to this because, okay, let's go halfway there or whatever. So when should a fighter give up his label? Or should he just go down in pride with it? Should he just go down in flames with his label? And that's my question to anybody out there that want to answer, regardless if you're in the web, you down here with us, or you just up there just like listening in to what we're talking about. So no matter where you at, so which one is it? So do you just live by your own sword like that and die by it? Or do you say, you know what, I need to clean my act up and get this together? Because we've seen fighters try to come back and get them W's and they never could. And that's another side of this whole story. That's a side that we're not covering on this story. You know what I mean? Because it's not, the topic will be a little bit different. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. So okay, let's say let's do Laura. Let's do Laura. So Laura, and a lot of people will agree, some people might not agree, but some people will agree that Laura, when he fought Cinnamon Bun, that Laura won that fight. So let's say Laura has a certain, he has a certain nickname. So does that tarnish? Now you can start seeing the other side, right? Does that tarnish his name to lose like he did? Because there's actual levels too. There's levels too. So if your name, so my name is D-Lo. My name is D-Lo, the Knockout King. The Knockout King. I got to give him like a great name, Judah. Okay, I'll just do Judah out there. Or we say Judah. We'll say Yehuda. Yehuda. So that's my name, D-Lo, the Knockout King. And I'm not picking on D-Lo, even though he brought his ass in here the time he did. So I'm gonna get him a little bit. I don't usually jump on D-Lo. He's a good gent. I usually don't jump on my web, until they start some shit with me, and then I get their ass. You already know. I stretch them out. I get that neck going before I chop it off. But okay, so D-Lo, the knockout artist, Yehuda. Now he comes in, he hot. I mean, he's smoking hot. I mean, he almost at that legendary status already. Everybody that came in, he done blew out everybody. So he gets up to let's put him up high. He gets up to number 46. He already 46. He 46 right now. He 45-0. Huh? All stoppages, the amount of TKO and all that. He had one guy that his last fight that stood up. Okay, so he gets into that 46 fight. So number 46. And it ended up not just being a great number for him. Because now that style matched up a certain way. And he ends up losing a split draw. He didn't get knocked out or nothing, but he ends up losing a split draw, right? So what does he do? Does he redo it? Does he redo everything? Because remember, he's the KO artist. That's D-Lo, the KO artist, Yehuda. So what does he do? He didn't get that knockout. Matter of fact, he got split and he lost. So now he was just a strap. He was a strap holder. He wasn't a strap keeper. So what does he do? Does he change that? And if he doesn't, so when is the point that you change? When is the point that you change? Or do you just go down? Nobody wants to answer that question. Do you just go down in flames with your name? That's my name. I'm going out in and out with it. Or do you come back because remember Prince? Remember Prince didn't know what to call himself? The artist formerly known as Prince. He didn't know what to call himself. Prince had played out. Prince, I'm a king. He should just came back and said king. So named himself Prince the King. Prince the King now. I'm Prince the King now. Then switch it up again. The King now. You don't have to use it no more. It's like the King now. I'm the King now. Let me see what you doing. Okay, that's Gail. Gail had me crying already. D-Lo said Dylan was never a body snatcher or can man. Yeah, there you go. And AB the can. Everybody can get it. See, and that's another thing. See, when you throw out more than one thing, then how you making yourself look good then, Gil? Because I forgot, I didn't even bring that part up. Because I more or less it just slipped because I was just concentrating on the AB part. I wasn't worried about everything else. But then D-Lo, he come back with that other angle. D-Lo said, "What about the kick?" But he's bringing it up about Dylan. So Dylan, old powder, y'all know I call him powdered donuts. Now powdered donuts, what can he do? He got to do a whole hell of a lot. Nobody thinks he's gonna be able to do it. He gonna get with a specialist and try to get the right amount of drugs or something. And I'm not saying somebody's gonna do that, but what are you gonna do to come back? The can man. He said everybody can get it, and everybody did come and get it. A Mexican came and got it, huh? What was the other guy? Venezuelan. This is from Venezuela, right? Venezuelan came and got it. Everybody came. Everybody came. A Filipino came and got it. So everybody can. Everybody can just come over and get some. Oh, oh, he got your can open? Let me go and get that. Let me go and relieve you of that can right now. Let me get that real quick. And so that's what everybody's doing. You know what I mean? Everybody can't get it, and they came and got it. And that's not even talking about the about billions part, because the about billions, I'm just saying, man, you running out of what they call time here. You running out, baby. You gonna have to do it. You gonna have to show us. We need to see it, man. Y'all know. Y'all already know Eagles Web is. We need to see it. Gil down there. Gil dying. He said D-Lo gotta throw that whole nickname in the trash, and he cried. Oh yeah, of course. Well, I know that you see, Gil. I know you're gonna try to mess with D-Lo, because D-Lo, he's not. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of you. Everybody know you as a champ at Eagles Web, in which we got a championship coming up next month. I haven't had no time yet. Yeah, Argentina. Yeah, Venezuela, Argentina. Yeah. Yeah. Argentina. Oh, that's Madonna. Yeah, Madonna. But yeah, he made me lose my thought just coming here with that. He's so stupid. But yeah, he come in here messing with D-Lo. But see, D-Lo got your ass. I'm not even worried about. I see D-Lo could handle himself with Gil, so I don't even worry about him. Sometimes I got to pull Gil off somebody. Hurricane Gil, I got to pull him off some people. But D-Lo got it, because D-Lo he'll switch the narrative up on your ass. You already see come up with different angles and shit. Because D-Lo, he might talk about Keefe in a second and calm your ass down. No, but I wasn't throwing D-Lo underneath the bus like that. I was just throwing. That's one of my moms, man. I like D-Lo, so I'll just say, look, hey, we come in here and we have grown folks chat. But I'm just saying, sometimes you got to use. I'd use one of y'all for an example. Now, just like, okay, we had a few fighters named Hurricane, right? And one of the most well-known hurricanes were Hurricane Reuben Carter, right? They made a song about Reuben Carter, and if you ever watched, they even have a movie about it that depicts a lot of the things that happened. I don't know how accurate all of them are, but they just depict his life, right? But he could still go down as the hurricane, because everything, even his life, was about that accident. It was about that hurricane type of. He had a hurricane that hit him out inside and outside of boxing. So I got somebody they in the boxing chat. I got Hurricane Gil. I could have just as easy said Hurricane Gil was up to 49. Calling himself Hurricane. Can he still be the Hurricane? Because he's coming in like a storm. But they gonna call him. But they gonna call him a different kind of Hurricane if he lose fight number 50, right, by knockout. So if Gil Hurricane Cole came in and was 49-0, and he was about that accident, he was about that Kelly Robinson accident. 49-0, baby. I'm gonna run out of space on my arm. He said he's talking for himself. I'm gonna run out of space on my arm, and he get to 50, and he get his ass leveled and get his ass knocked the hell out like a hurricane. Then what? Is he still Hurricane Gil? It still fits, right? They said, yeah, the hurricane got hurricaned out of here. Got blown out. So the hurricane finally got blown out. That's because that's the way that. See, I'm just letting you know, man, because that's the way the old media and new media and social media. That's the way That's the way they talk. And I'm just throwing it out there because don't sit there and try to blame Eagle for the shit. You gonna try to blame Eagle. Eagle ain't had shit to do with it, because I brought something up for grown folks chat. So don't y'all try to blame me. Oh, Eagle wouldn't bring up that kind of stuff. Yeah, but we grown folks talking about it. Because I'm letting you know what's gonna happen in the first place. Because we already know. Because Gil brought up a good point. Because Gil brought up the point about what about man down. Now you man got knocked the f down. We could flip them, and that's what people always do, and they call that flipping the script, right? And that's all, or flipping the switch, or either way, you can flip the script, flip the switch, whatever, reverse that shit, run it back, however you want to call it. What happens sometimes is these things is going to happen. And I guess this is kind of, I don't know, this chat's been good because it's kind of awareness too, because now you're aware that your nickname, should have probably been switched up to something else. Or maybe you will switch it up. I'm not going to go by that no more. And people do that sometimes. Like a champion would change. He's, I don't care about all these other titles and shit like that. I'm the champ for the people. See? And that's what we don't have that right now. We still need that, and that's why we got to keep digging back. People are, why you keep going back? We got to, because we need somebody who's going to be the people's champ. Now, if we had a people's champ that had a mouthpiece, he had his own mouthpiece, was articulate and all that, artistic and everything else, and then he had a mouthpiece with him, and he did what he said he was going to do, and got the endorsements, where would boxing be going? I advocate this for boxing to grow up, because boxing is it's a lot deader than, deader. I said deader. It's a lot deader than what people might think. It really is, man. It really is. We need that boost, man. The potential for boxing to have so much more money, it'd be great. Now, if I had time, the so-called time or whatever, energy and all that, and resources, shit, you damn right I'd be out there trying to get me somebody that I can build up like that. And I take them, and I would start them off taking them, shit, they'd be just 2-0. I have them all kinds of places. I have them all over the place. You know what I mean? They'll be known outside of boxing way more than they'll be known in boxing. Even when they got the 20-0 and everybody in boxing was talking about them, everybody on outside of boxing had already been talking about them. So we don't really have that. Yeah. Oh, there go. See, I don't care, D-Lo. You can go and jump on his ass if you want to, because he keeps starting with you. He said, D-Lo, Yehuda. I said, Yehuda, man. Yeah, Judah, that's a good name, baby. D-Lo Yehuda, man. I throw out king name. Stop it. I didn't call him Welchman Smith. Because you already know what. Okay, think about it. Let me throw this out there real quick. This is for everybody. All my participants in the chat. I want you to name this fighter. I'm going to give you a fighter. This is a fictitious fighter. I want y'all to give him a name. This is his name. His name is Smith. That's his first name. Smith Welch Worthington. And he's a lightweight. Y'all give him give Smith Welch Worthington a nickname. Lightweight. Do y'all need a record? Do y'all need a record first? Do I need to give you a record? Okay, they say he's I'm not gonna make him a horrible record. Okay, he's 7-3-2. 7-3-2. Smith Welch Worthington. Y'all go ahead and give him a nickname. I'm just saying. I just want to see where y'all's heads at. Go, y'all give him a nickname. Oh god dang! D-Lo said the Booger Wolf White took the heat off of old Keefe. Yep. So Dylan, and see this is what it is. It is what it is. But this is what it is that anytime you step your ass up in there, guess what? You are taking you may be taking a mark for somebody else. And fighters wouldn't have to take these marks if we had a fight. If we had at least 6 or 7 stand-up fighters that we could just count on, then we wouldn't have to be going through this shit. Oh yeah, that's another black eye for boxing. Why boxing always got to get black eyes? Because it's pugilism? Is that why it always has to suffer black eyes? Come on now. That's what I'm saying. We need it, man. That's why you always get Eagles always pushing this kind of stuff. The booger wolf. That's funny though. He said, Gil, come in like a storm, go out like a drizzle. That's a good one right there. I like that one. Yeah, yeah, Gil, you got to get him back on that one though. Oh man, y'all can fight over that one because that was a good one right there. He said, you come in like a storm and go out like a drizzle. He come in all like hurricane, come in like the Tasmanian devil, and then leave like Mickey Mouse. Hi, boys and girls. Came in tearing up everything, and leave and can't. He leave and can't tear wet paper. Yeah, yeah, yeah. D-Lo 404. He cried again. Both of them cried. He said, Gil, Dewdrop's cold. Yeah. So he come in. So Gil come in all hurricaned up. What category is? Oh, he a 6, man. He unheard of, son. You ain't never heard of a 6, man. A 6 that's that's worse than beast mode, man. That's all categories all in one, man. Gil is 6'7". He the 6'7" hurricane up in here. Oh man, he done left. Now he dewdrops. He call him good dewdrops. Gil dewdrops. He cried. Gil slight overcast coals. Yeah, Gil said D-Lo kind of sort of boxing. He said Gil light breeze coals. Yeah, damn. Y'all wouldn't even give me the name. Y'all wouldn't even give me the name from my Welch guy, man. How come y'all couldn't give me Smith Welch Worthington's nickname? I'm just seeing if you know what his nickname is. His nickname is not good, believe me. His nickname is in the same class with Glass Joe and them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Light breeze. Okay, so no, it couldn't be the blacksmith. Because the blacksmith is kind of hard. Blacksmith be working with all that steel and shit. I'm talking about this is one that that he's gonna come in. He's gonna eventually get checked. I'm not saying you guys don't have to call him something blatant like about to get checked. You don't have to call him Smith about to get checked Worthington. Because about to get checked Worthington, because that's what he's headed for. Because the competition at how many fights I give him? 12 fights. The competition at 12 fights is not great. And he moving up, so he's about to get that. He's about to get that whole chin is about to get completely cracked. Yeah, I see my brother came up in there, man. Jay to the Brown is up in here, man. Y'all crying, y'all dying, y'all stupid. I didn't even know D-Lo was crazy as it. D-Lo stupid too. Him and Gil, both of them. Yeah, both of them stupid as hell. But they're my brothers, man. I gotta give it to them, man. Like I said, man, there's most people in my chat I wouldn't mind sitting down and breaking bread with. I can just say that. And I'm not no online type of person, I've met people from online before, girls, but I'm like, they was okay, but they kind of fronted about that they actual looks and shit. They was giving me that 10-year-old picture. I'm like, I wonder why the picture look a little faded. And you see them, it's like, okay, still look good. You gotta hype them up. Okay, yeah, she's still good, but man, like, you got like 25 more pounds on you. And I don't really care about poundage. I don't care about poundage. As long as you don't turn around, I'm good with the pounds. I'm good. I'm good with pounds as long as you don't turn around. Once you turn around, because then I'm gonna be too tempted to push your ass over, especially when on the hill. I'm gonna push your ass over. I'm gonna roll your big ass down. I ain't waiting for your ass to walk down the hill. I'm gonna tell your ass to tuck in. Get your arms and legs and shit in for me. Why? Trip her ass and tuck them shits in. Push your ass down the hill. Don't worry, take the bike. I'll be down in a minute. Right behind her. You know what I mean? Blacksmith. Cole said, but anyway, salute to my brother James Brown. He said, salute Eagles Way of Boxing. And then Michael Johnson Boxing Talking More is up in there. Yeah, Michael Johnson Boxing Talk. Yeah, Gil, he on one Michael Johnson Boxing Talk. Yeah, he on one right now. You already know, man. You come in Eagle, you already know there's something gonna happen. I know y'all see me on late. You say Eagle's still on. We can catch the end. But I did drop a good gem in the beginning, so y'all sorry, you got your ass in here a little late. You got to go back and at least catch that one. Matter of fact, you asked D to the Bailey, is Instead of me hyping my own shit up, which I don't really hype, but let me ask D to the Bailey. D to the Bailey, that little gem drop that I gave earlier, is it worth going back to take a look at? And just be honest, man. You can say, no, nah, they already got that, fam. You can say whatever you want to. You say something rude, I'll unmind your ass and throw your ass out off the cliff. Rap. Eagle Web wrap up. The D to the Bailey wrap up. He got wrapped anyway. There you go, D-Lo. That's pretty good right there. The seamstress. Yeah, that's what you're going to be. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Smith. Yeah. Smith, Smith, Welch, Worthington is going to be with a record. He coming in. He already got 12 fights. 12, 7, 3, and 2. Is going to be the seamstress. He's going to be something weak. But that's the whole thing. We talking about all this brand. And like I said, another, like AB, about billions. And this was not an AB jump when I started. I wanted to throw that out there. Just let everybody know. Is that when I was talking about AB, Gil was the one, and see, D-Lo, I don't think y'all wasn't in here yet. You know Gil was going to start his hurricane shit in the first place. So he thought I jumped on AB. I wasn't really jumping on AB. I was just saying, when should people change their little moniker? When should you change your shit? And then I had to go all the way back to Tyson. I said, well, see, Tyson came in. He was on that iron shit. But once you get exposed, then you can't keep that shit. I mean, you can go down with the flames and say, well, I'm going to keep my name. Because some people still deserve their name. Okay, case in point. You already know I'm going to have case in points. You already know that I'm going to have somebody else like case in point. The Hulk. Julian Jackson. He could keep that. He could keep that. Julian, that was the freaking Hulk. The Hulk. Or if you're talking about like something like a physicality, you can keep that. You using something like that, you can keep it. But if you get your shit completely cracked up or something, then it might be good to I better unlabel myself and change that shit. You know what I mean? Because we had like Ricky Hatton. Now, he probably gonna always be known as the hitman for some of them. But he's known later for getting smashed out. So he's the smashed out man. You see what I mean? So that's all I was saying, AB, about billions. No, you about a bag you're about to lose. And somebody said about a bum. I think that was was that D to the Bailey? I forgot who it was. One of y'all crazy about a bum and stuff like that. But like I said, we take it too far. Social media takes it too far. Old school, old media takes it too far, and new media takes it too far. And when we start hyping them up, don't hype them up, man. If they talking about certain stuff, let them be. If it's Lions only or something like that, let it just be Lions only. Let them handle it or whatever. But we're gonna see how long you're gonna be Lions only anyway. It's gonna come to fruition. To light, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. That's the whole thing, because that's what we're here for, is to see it. So anybody got any kind of, if you got that label on you, like I would still say that King Kong can still keep he can still keep that. He can keep that label right now. Because King Kong did get knocked off a building. And the other King Kong, he did die after he got shot up so many times or whatever. But this King Kong is still here. So I'm going to still let him, he can still keep it. But and the reason I'm bringing this up, you guys know I'm already we're way ahead of it, because you're going to see that these bag holders or strap holders, once you find out that they're not strap keepers, and then you start putting their titles together, you're going to be like, wait a minute. Like Showtime, Sean Porter. Okay, you can stay Showtime, but that shit that you put on the other day, that wasn't really a show for me. Yeah, it wasn't it was just a show. I didn't care. The fight, you should have put the guy out. I'm sorry. Because you didn't show us shit. As far as like, you should have put him out. Oh, he looked good. Sean looked good. Oh, come on now. Come on now. And then just off of that, on the Povetkin is never going to be in shape enough to go 12 rounds. He's going to have to do damage early and, get a win early. He's not going to ever be in shape. He's just not. He's not gonna be in shape to go 12. That's what I'm just predicting that. He just ain't gonna be in shape to go 12. You run his ass around a little bit, his ass gonna be out. Yeah. Let me get back in here. Y'all so stupid. Yeah. D'Lo 40. Yeah, 4 said, oh yeah, he calling Smith the welcome mat. Yeah, that's yeah, the welcome mat. Yeah, if you got that kind of no, we made up a fictitious character. I was just seeing because we was going through all these names of fighters and stuff. You know, they put all these nicknames on fighters. You know, like the greatest, and we talked about the Drew Bundini Brown. You know why Ali got all that, why he was able to say what he uh, wanted to and stay focused like that. And so I made up a character. I said this is an English character, right? He a lightweight character. He got a record of 7-3-2, and so he only going up. He got 12 fights already. And so you know what his competition is like. I didn't have to tell everybody like that because y'all grown. You already know his competition at that point. I like thinkers. So his competition at that point, now he's going up. So his next fight, that's going to be his 13th fight. I said he don't really have a name yet, but his name is Smith Welch Worthington. And I said give his ass a nickname. And so D-Lo been coming up with all kinds of names for him. He gave him too powerful of a name at first though, because I don't know if he got it at first, but then he changed that shit because he called him the blacksmith. I said no, his ass about to take a black out is what he's about to take. Once that competition hit his ass, then he switched it up. He said the seamstress, and then he just started coming up with all kinds of shit I thought was funny. Then he called him the welcome mat. So y'all welcome to give him a name too if you want. And then okay, y'all saluting out. They said okay. He said yeah, it's worth yeah. And then D to the Bailey shouted me out. He said yeah, it's worth it for y'all to go to the beginning, at least get that gym once y'all get a chance. D-Lo 404 boxes says salute to J to the B. And then J to the Brown is saluting right back. Derek Bailey salute fam. Michael Johnson boxing talking more. He said yo. He said my neighbor just knocked over his boat. He said laughing my ass off. That fiberglass shit done. Damn. That's not good, man. That's a bad one right there. And them shits is not cheap. That shit is expensive. Yo Coles of Michael Johnson boxing talk and more. He said 2020. Yeah, Michael Johnson boxing talk. Gil Coles. He said laughing my ass off. MD 2020. Yeah, call him. Is that for him? He called him MD 2020. Said Gil Coles was singing, my. You sure got knocked out tonight to White. Yeah, White. Yeah, White. Yeah, White is just. And see, that's part of the conversation too. Though is how do you come back though? Like I said, Tyson lost the whole iron thing. He started coming back as just regular Tyson and Mighty or whatever. It is just different names, you know what I mean? And see, for one thing, it's a humbling experience. Like you might have to go through it, but that's a humbling experience when you get your damn moniker knocked off your ass. You got to take your shit. Think about it, man. When somebody make you put you already putting your hands down, but when somebody make you take your shit off, and when I say moniker, think about it. You got that shit written on stuff, right? You got shirts. Think about it, man. All your shit, man. Think about it. See, y'all didn't take it as far because it's grown folks boxing chat, right? You don't take it as far as I take it, but think about it. Now all your labeled up shit. You know what I mean? You got jewelry, you got shirts and clothing and all kinds of stuff that you stamped and labeled, postcards or whatever. The knockout artist. D-Lo 404. The KO artist, you know what I mean? D-Lo 404, the KO artist, right? So you have that shit. And then you don't, on that 49th fight or whatever, that 47 fight, what I say, 40, it's something like that, 46. You don't get that KO. Okay, you can still keep it. But now if D-Lo 404, the knockout king, now if he goes number 47 and gets his own ass knocked out, now how does all your merchandise look now? What your merchandise look like now? Oh shit, that's your whole marketing. I'm trying to look out for you people, you fighters and stuff, trying to look out for y'all. Watch your names because you're gonna have to check your neck sooner or later. Yeah. Michael Johnson right back in there again. He said White ain't a bad fighter, but why he ain't learned no other tools. He said comfortable with a jab and a left hook. And plus fighting that particular fighter, you can't just sit in the pocket like that and never change no looks. You're right. You got to change your looks when you're just sitting around. You're just sitting around and you all lackadaisical. That's why you got caught. And plus, it was a blockable punch. You see what I mean? It was a very blockable punch. If y'all think about it, it wasn't a punch that couldn't have been blocked. It should have been blocked. That was a punch that should have been blocked. That punch shouldn't have got in like that. But like I said, we got a bunch of them, and what's happening is a lot of them is just full of this. They full of this hype, and they full of these names. You feel me? Is that there's a lot of names that we putting out there, and that's why D'Lo finally came up with the welcome mat for old Smith Wells Worthington with the 7-3-2 record, lightweight, knowing he about to go into deep and heavy waters because he ain't had but like his longest fight has been 8 rounds. He about to get into them 10 rounds and 12 rounders. Then you might as well just give him a name he can live with. Now, what's the most positive thing that can happen if you start off with a name like that? Let's say, for instance, he just all of a sudden, let's say this for argument's sake, let's say, for instance, D'Lo and everybody else, but I'm just saying D'Lo because he answered it. So let's say, for instance, he got that 3 and he got that 2. Now, let's say, for instance, he still keeps the 3 and still keeps the 2, but now he's up to 30. And when I say 30, it means he's up to 38. He's up to 38, 3 and 2, and he got and he got 29 knockouts. Now his name. Now think about it, his name. If you change his name, changed. It was welcome Matt because everybody was welcoming him to fight because they was putting hands on him. Now he can change his name, and now it's a more positive look. Yeah, he could be named something like the Upsetter or something like that. You see what I mean? So he went from welcome Matt to you're not welcome. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome here. You know, and they saying his name at Worthington. They hands raised and stuff like that. I know y'all can imagine him. I see him as having like red hair. Red hair. He kind of looked like that little pink dwarf with the saucer's arm. He kind of looked like him. Feature wise, he looked more like a Liam Welch or something. He looks more like him, feature wise. If I use my imagery good, you know what I mean. But White, I asked a couple of shows now. This is 2 shows. I asked, what do you have to do? What can you do, or can you become king? And most of the web is saying they shaking their head like no. And we was looking for you to crash and burn anyway when we had our discussion about you, as we didn't see you really winning. We didn't know you was gonna crash and burn so suddenly. But yeah, you crash and burn. So we don't know. But we'll still leave it like Bomb Squad. You can still keep it. You know, and nobody wanted to get mad. Nobody wanted to to say anything about James Lights Out Tony. So you'll keep it. The AB, I don't know. We know that's the name of your company, but still. AB, Tank. There's another one, Tank. Can Tank keep it? But right now Tank can keep the name, right? Not doing bad. He's rolling over people like Tank. But we know that getting your tank on is eating too much damn food too, though. So there we go. Is it getting your tank on? So Tank, that's another one. And Showtime, you already know I'm gonna throw Showtime. I'm gonna steamroll his ass one day. Showtime, I'm just waiting for that exposure. He's gonna get exposed. I don't care how much shape you come in. That leaping shit is gonna get him effed up. He did it again, man. He did that shit again. I told y'all last time he did that shit again, man. Their ass come right down into the, let them come right down into the fist. Let them, you bring it up. Let them come. They coming right in it into it. You just step low and just come straight up with that shit. So just raise, push that, press that leg, press them feet into, and you pop up off them thighs with that uppercut. And just catch his ass. Let him leap your ass right into that. Yep. But your ass, you just a Showtime anyway, so that's okay. You can keep a Showtime. I don't know. You gonna end up being a show tune. I'm not trying to put it out there on you, but I'm looking at there's possible. Just listen to what I'm saying. There's possibilities that you can end up being um, show tunes instead of Showtime. And then after Mikey took that beat down too though. So and it's just not. I don't know. Maybe things can look positive up for him. A question. This is a question. This is a question for my scholars out there. Well, all you guys, just listen. I need at least one response. But on this one here, so with Tyson Fury, I want somebody's honest opinion on this. With Tyson Fury being shaky like he is right now, and all scary and shit like that, to even think about having like a tune-up, and he's kind of worried about Wilder might be able to get the win back and stuff like that. Is that the attitude of somebody? Should that be the attitude of a person, a fighter, a boxer, that won as convincingly as he did, or is it on, or something wrong? And you can put a small, if you want to, you can put like a small explanation in there if you want to. You can put like just a small explanation. But I need that to be answered by somebody who's in one of my web watchers. I need one of y'all like DB. I need somebody to step up, and so we can just address this before we get out of here, man. Because I want to, I want to be able to address this just so I can see if I know I'm not the only one that's thinking this way, but I just want to see is his energy, something wrong with his energy, to clean it up a little bit, something wrong with his energy, and something being wrong with his energy, why? You know what I mean? Is there a reason? What kind of reason? I'm kind of feeding y'all. I'm like a good lawyer or something. I'm just trying to, and what they call that shit. If you're in court, they call that you leading the witness. So I'm trying to lead the witnesses. So I'm trying to lead the Eagles web, my web watchers. I'm trying to lead them in a certain direction. So I'm just throwing it out there. So does it look suspect? And if it is suspect, why does it look so suspect? Either way you want to answer the question. I just reworded it different ways just so you can get it. Or now, before you guys even wrote, now I'm gonna give you my I'm gonna give you my impression just in like a quick, street impression. This is my street impression. Like, you need to get some more of this, huh? Well, just sign up for it, man. Whenever you need this, we going at this again, man. I'm taking. Matter of fact, we don't even they don't even need to schedule it for 12. All they need to schedule it for 3. I plan on doing damage this time. Now that's the street version, and that's what should happen. The mentality should be there to where if that's what you did, if you did what you did, and you really did what you did, and you guys know why I'm saying it that way. If you really did this, you did this to me. Shouldn't you just be able to come back and just do a re-up on it? You should be able to just come right back and do it again. Let's do this shit again. I should be hollering for this one. Matter of fact, I'm not even really training that much for this one. That's what I was thinking. But Jay to the Brown in there, he said he should be grateful that Wilder gave him the rematch after he left the rematch to fight two bums. Yeah, there you go. That's one side. That's a good side. What Jay Brown is saying is that's a good side, and that's a lot of people's sentiment is like that, and we thought that way because I thought that way too. I'm saying, yeah, that's pretty gracious. You know what I mean? Because he could just let Wilder could just left with that little split that he won. But like I said before, and this is a whole. I'm not gonna get into this part of it, but we talked about this before. When I say I'm not gonna get into it, I didn't say I wasn't gonna mention none of it. But we talked about this before, is this certain looks. And you see this, but this is actually on top though. You see what I mean? This actually parallels with what we talked about today. Is that certain looks have never been acceptable or wanted in sports and in other fields. Not just sports. Certain looks. It don't matter what's behind it. Because I have been stereotyped and I still get stereotyped. I have been stereotyped quite a bit. But then a lot of times what happens is that they don't care. Because that chance that I give you is not the chance that they're going to give them. You see what I mean? Because a lot of times people don't give me a chance at all. Oh, that thing. And don't even let him open his mouth. You see what I mean? Because they don't know the content. They don't know what's going to actually come out. They just automatically assuming like, oh, wait, this is what it is. And yeah, blah, blah, you know what I mean? But that's not what it is all the time. So you got to give a person a chance. I mean, if you would know my little brother Nick Gill, that I used to beat up on Gill like that was like a constant. As soon as I came in, it was like I had to jump on Gill right away. I was just jumping on Gill. And we had some battles though. So we got heated a little bit. But he know how to contact me. I know how to contact him. But it didn't end up being that way. After he got used to me and I got used to him, I still jump on him. But not, and then I give him nicknames and stuff. Oh, Hurricane Gill. But it's different. You see what I mean? It's just the energy is different. So the whole energy, and even like I said, this whole thing parallels is the energy. And Jay Brown was the only one to comment on it. But is that energy the same? But he brings up the safest point. Is that I gave you a break, give me a break. But I'm saying his energy should be more like, oh man, I took your ass out, man. Regardless of what you try to blame it, I'm gonna do it again, man. Bring it back, man. I'm cracking both sides. I'm gonna be in there like head gaming, you know what I mean? But then again, he's done some other things too, though. But I'm not gonna sit here and make that seem like that's something. I'm not gonna make something out of it because that's when you start making something out of somebody's bullshit, then you giving it some kind of validity. And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to give somebody's crap like validity and stuff. If you're saying some bullshit, then let's not have no validity. It's none. But all you guys is just like I got up the duck right now. All y'all is daffies right now, man. Right now. Until you get it done. You're only good as your last performance. So once we see you, so White, you only good as your last performance, and you got your ass KTFO. Right? Shine, you only as good as your last performance. And you fighting the formula man. The baby formula man, you look good, but you let him stay around. So somebody who make baby formula, they could just stay around, right? Benavidez more or less fought somebody made the order. So a lot of these fighters, man, like I said, you're doing stuff. I don't care where you came from or what you're doing, but that shit is not impressive. Your name is not impressive. You're not impressive. Next. That's all I'm saying. Next. Next in line. Nope. Next. Next one up. Next one up. But we got some good fights. This supposedly we got some good fights that's coming up, and we're gonna see how these fights go, and then we will be talking about these fights. We will be talking about it, and we're gonna see who steps up, who keeps the name, who's the dangerous. Because I'm gonna say this because a lot of you probably just forgot. Uh, if you've seen like the sidebars on a lot of these boxing shows and stuff, or even during other people's fights, and if you look at what kind of attitude, think about this. Think about this. This is the sad reality of boxing. So you think of the attitude that people had when Wilder. Remember when Wilder was just KOing everybody, just messing everybody up, even after the fear. You just think how people was actually talking about Wilder. I'm talking about fighters. What were they saying about his power? I mean, just like Errol Spence and all of them, they're just, damn, that power, though, that Wilder. So you never know, he can be down in the fight, and then boom, that power. Remember how in awe everybody was? Now, just look what happened to all that. Everybody was in awe, and now they like, oh, man. Now that instead of being in awe, now they like, oh, man. See? So, like I said, grown folks chat, we bring it out, and then, because we got to see what's around us too, man, because we in this mix too. So we got to see how everything is working. And D'Lo, I think you had something up, man. I didn't get a chance to go through, but you best believe you got something up. One of y'all got something up. I'm gonna come check it out, and I got to go back and make sure that I'm still subbed to everybody. Shit, because this damn thing, man. This YouTube is just a mess. Sometimes it's just all messed up. But like I said, everybody start changing things. Instead of getting all excited about water, they like, oh, instead of, oh, man. Now they, instead of saying, oh, and Bomb Squad and, just happy that they're not in that weight division, now they're like, I don't know, maybe I can get them. Now everybody thinking like Shields, right? Like Ronnie Shields, I think I can get him. He said Wilder gave him multiple breaks. Fury was out of the sport. Wilder encouraged him to come back and fight. And he gave him a shot at the belt twice. Fury would have never did it for Wilder. You got them, and that's that side of boxing. That's that flip, and that's another good thing to the Brown brought up, and that's that flip side of shit. And we're tired of that too. We're tired of all this flip side stuff. Let's keep stuff like this. Let's keep stuff on the level. So we don't have to say no flip side. Because we know it still exists. We're not always going to bring that up in this chat. But I'm just going to, if I do, I'm going to bring it out in a certain way. I'm going to just weigh it out. You guys know how I do it. I'm going to ask you what's the difference or something like that. We're going to do it a whole different way. We're not going to just, oh, man, I can do it that way. I can't, oh, man, it's fucked up the way that happened and shit. We can do it that way, or we can just say, man, what do you think? Because that's part of our discussion. If I say, what do how do you feel about what happened? See? But if I just come out and just, oh man, that's, if I take a side on it, then that you guys just get, I mean, I know it says Eagle Way of Boxing, but I like to open up a lot of times. And that's why I throw the questions out there, because I want the responses too. See? It's not always, oh, Eagle tongue. No, it's not always that. It's other stuff. Yeah. And I see you come in here, I don't know who, you can't play boxing. He said hashtag YCPB. I don't know if anybody knows you. Yeah, but we about to shut it down, baby. I'm sorry. We about to shut it down. But I know you came in, but I seen the piece. So I'll read it out. He said, peace to the Eagle. He said what it does to the chat. He said, what if AB was all boxing? Well, AB could have, and we covered this in the beginning. AB could have been all boxing. You know what I mean? But it's up to AB to do what AB does. AB didn't want to be. He wanted to be about that label about beans and all that. And I don't know why you got that bread out there. You got lines and bread. But anyway, he could have done it for himself. He don't have to do it for no fans. He don't have to do it for nobody else. But when you market yourself, you put yourself out there for us to see it like that, then we're gonna call it because you got certain things and certain people that have to call it. I do this show, so I'm gonna have to call them. And we do it on a whole different level. We don't do it on the same level that a lot of people do it on. We do it on a grown folks level. Even though Gil like clowned about it and stuff like that and had everybody crying, I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to. I'm not trying to throw him underneath the bus like that. But another bad decision all the time. That's what it ends up being, man. I'm not gonna call him a bum or nothing like that. And if he's just a journeyman, if he's just a, because people have called this stuff out. People say, "Oh, you just a journey." He's just a journeyman. He's a gatekeeper now. And then if he's just a gatekeeper, then we just say it's not about billions. It's about bouts. Another bout. We just don't even say about. Just say, you know, another bout. Because if you're a journeyman or you're just a gatekeeper, that's all it's gonna be. It's just another bout. But we'll get in on it some more. Maybe we'll look at that other side or some other sides and stuff. We may be looking at some other sides of it. But this has been good to look at just the side that we looked at and, to see what people, like I said, Drew Bundini Brown, that was the face. That was another face of boxing that a lot of people ain't going to talk about that was not a boxer, but was more than just a hype man and more than just a manager and stuff like that. That's somebody that you need sometimes. Sometimes it's not just your soul. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need somebody in there with you. And that way we can get the new face, not just of boxing, but we can get that new sports figure that we need to elevate boxing back up. Because they don't want boxing around anyway. They don't want the pugilistic sports around. But you can lift it back up. Because one thing you can always, if you don't want something around, then you don't try to make it better. So see, the thing is, they can make boxing safer. It's not about the gloves. It's not even about the gloves. It's about it's going back. I mean, people won't like it, but you maybe have to go to headgear or something like that. But people won't like it as much. But shit, it'll bring in other people like, oh, it's not as violent now. You see what I mean? But maybe we don't have to go all the way that way. But they got to do something. You got to do something, baby. Let me just check one thing. But anyway, y'all know what it is, man. I'm gonna get back with y'all, man, on the rap on Friday. We'll do the Friday rap like we always do, man. My shout out to all the real people that I see, and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. This is Wednesday, man. Nothing but blessings. I'm gonna catch y'all, man.